On 25th July, Prime Minister Narendra Modi completed 4,078 consecutive days in office, becoming the second longest serving Prime Minister in India's history, surpassing Indira Gandhi with 4,077 days from 1966 to 1977. His single uninterrupted tenure as Prime Minister is a remarkable achievement in Indian democracy. But this is just one milestone in Prime Minister Modi's nearly 24-year journey as the head of a democratically elected government at the state and central level. Prime Minister Modi overtakes Indira Gandhi to become the second longest serving PM, longest serving non-Congress Prime Minister, first non-Congress Prime Minister to win Lok Sabha majority, second Prime Minister after Indira Gandhi to be re-elected with majority, only other Prime Minister apart from Jawaharlal Nehru to win 3 successive general elections, longest serving head of an elected government, state plus centre among all Prime Ministers, first and only Prime Minister born after India's independence. Prime Minister Modi delivered back-to-back victories, first as Chief Minister of Gujarat, then as the Indian Prime Minister. Modi's 2 hat-tricks as CM 2002, 2007 and 2012, and as Prime Minister 14, 19 and 24. These are the hat-tricks. And from Jammu and Kashmir to the Indian diaspora across the world, his popularity has been on a steady rise. Let's look at his biggest achievements. Article 370 abrogation in J&K. India becomes world's 4th largest economy. Infrastructure push spanning railways, highways, ports and airports. Make in India launched to create jobs and spur industrial growth. Redefine India's terror response with Balakot Operation Sindoor, temple in Ayodhya. Vaccine diplomacy during COVID-19 pandemic. Cashless economy became an example for the world. Labharti schemes such as LPG and free rations and direct benefit transfers. BJP became the biggest party in the world with over 180 million members. Remember, World Bank June 2025 report said 270 million people moved out of extreme poverty in India between 2022-23 and 2011-12 under Prime Minister Modi, when their number shrank to 5.3% of the population from 27.1%. Now let's look at Indira Gandhi's achievements as Prime Minister. India's first and only woman Prime Minister in its 77 years of independence. Led India to victory in 1971 India-Pak War, launched Green Revolution, nationalized 14 major banks in 69, oversaw India's first nuclear test in 74 at Pokhran, abolished privy purses, ending special privileges for former royals, nationalized oil companies post-1971 war for public benefit, launched 20-point program in targeting poverty and unemployment, boosted India's space program, laying the foundation of ISRO, expanded Operation Flood, empowering dairy cooperatives, and launched Project Tiger in 1973, India's first big wildlife conservation. But it's not just about milestones. Prime Minister Modi has redefined New India. And let me straight away go to Mr. Prasad. Mr. Prasad, how do you define Prime Minister Modi's tenure? These are numbers. But how do you define his tenure in terms of a person who had no political background, no mentorship, and he has shifted
what you said is
political gravity, both ideological and fundamentally organizational, sir?
Yeah, I think Kartikeya, when you were counting the time when he became the Chief Minister of Gujarat, I remember at that point of time there were several contenders for the job when Mr. Vajpayee as the Prime Minister and the party decided to have a new person in Gujarat. One of the things people did notice at that time that Prime Minister, that time, Mr. Modi was moved from the organization as General Secretary to the Chief Minister's chair. And the question of organization ability was all known, but his administrative capacity was people were always looking at. Skeptics were not very sure, but then he disproved everybody time and again. Slowly and steadily, he built his work. He showed what, and I think the first demonstration came when he reworked for the Gujarat rehabilitation, especially the earthquake rehabilitation. Gradually started building and putting the building blocks. And that, I think, has helped me because he's known to be an organizational man, a man who has worked with the grassroots as a RSS pracharak, worked in several states in North India in that particular point of time, whether it was Madhya Pradesh, whether it was Gujarat, Himachal, Haryana, Punjab, and those areas. So he had a fair understanding of the organizational structure, the way, so that discipline that he brought to office in Gujarat.
Mr. Prasad, your thoughts on one thing, because you have you have also covered him. Prime Minister Modi's tenure is also defined by his, and I don't take it lightly, I take it very serious, but the construction, the sort of construction work, the fact, entire Central Vista project, sir.
I was coming to that.
New parliament, actually. The way he has rebuilt Sabarmati, you go to the new Gandhinagar, it resembles Singapore. The last time I went and I said, God, what has happened to this place?
Well, I think
Kashi
right.
corridor, this is something which is very unique to him.
I think apart from the fact what you talked about is the modernization, the modern structures which have come up in various states, remodeling. I think the biggest push value counting was the infrastructure development, and that is going to be fundamentally shifting the way Indian economy operates. Because we always had this issue of our infrastructure not being at standards. At the time when we want to gallop ourselves on economic scale, we don't have the capacity. Our ports were lagging behind, our airports were slower, our turnaround times on the ships was very longer. Whereas you're competing internationally, I mean, just imagine a port coming in Singapore, which is going to be totally driven by AI and probably delivering 3 times the structure and size. So you have competition in the neighborhood. So I think infrastructure push is one thing which is going to fast forward Indian economy and Indian economic growth, and that is where Prime Minister Modi has emphasized. And the building that you talked about, whether it be the Central Vistas and the new Parliament building.
One more thing, Mr. Prasad. One more thing, it's like this. When Rajiv Gandhi said, "Let's use computers," everyone made fun of him. But all of us use computers now. When Prime Minister Modi was talking about this digital UPI economy, everyone said कि क्या होगा, गरीब लोग क्या करेंगे, ये क्या होगा. आज सबसे ज़्यादा गरीब आदमी UPI का इस्तेमाल कर रहा है.
Yeah, exactly. I think Karthikeya, that is the game changer, or that is the idea which is far ahead of its time. So remember, whenever a new things is put in place, people look at lack of public infrastructure, and today India is showcasing the digital public infrastructure to the world. Our DPI has become an international model, as you also mentioned, not just UPI and transfer of money. Our digital public infrastructure is what, if you read the international agreements and many other talks between leaders, DPI has become a common point. So the digital public infrastructure has changed the way the world is now communicating. India, UPI is offering to many countries in the neighborhood and around. So those are some of the factors. As I said, when you come with a new idea and a new change, people resist change. People by nature are status quo. To prod them and push them, sometimes you require. I remember I asked Arun Jaitley ji as the finance minister soon after we had this demonetization. I said, sir, we ask questions as we need to. Then he said, remember, we are giving a solid push towards digitizing and formalizing our economy. It might be painful at the time being, but over a period of time, people will move and adapt to it. And today, of course, there are reports that our cash component has not come down in terms of circulation, as the economists call it, in terms of sheer numbers. But yet, as you pointed out, many people find it very easy to do this.
But you see, Mr. Prasad, the behavior has changed. I can tell you, I don't carry my purse anymore. I don't carry it.
Precisely. No, I am only saying while the figures in economic.
Oh yes, absolutely. But absolutely. Absolutely. But I do concur with one point of yours very strongly. He's a person who likes to push envelope. And by pushing the envelope, he has actually, in fact, redefined the grammar of politics, the grammar of economy, even the grammar of governance. There will be more to it. 75th birthday is going to happen in September. There's going to be a huge RSS conference which is taking place in August. There are going to be a lot of public statements. But yes, Modi has made another record, and I think that's going to stay.